Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela and today we are doing a Q&A. Every Saturday we are doing a Q&A on my Instagram profile, but last Saturday I was not able to answer many of your questions. As you might know, my cat had to undergo emergency surgery, so my time was fully invested in her. But I promised you I'm going to do a long form video and will answer the rest of your questions. So here we go. The first question we will get into is, how do I say goodbye? I would first of all get clear, why do I want to say goodbye? What does this person do to me, or what does this person bring into my life or not bring into my life that makes me want to say goodbye? The reasons must be so strong that you will have no even other choice to say goodbye, because you are literally suffering. When you get clear in your mind that you are suffering because of this person, then it's more easy to say goodbye. It's like touching in the fire. It's more easy to take your hand out of the fire because you know it's painful. If you don't know it's painful, if your hand would be numb to that pain in the fire, you would probably not take your hand out that quickly. And then you have to be honest about what you feel and communicate that with that person you want to say goodbye to. And sometimes we feel the need, we want to be understood from that other person. And if that person can't understand us, we can't let go. We can't really have that closure. But we have to let go of the need of wanting them to understand, because that's not the important point. Actually, you shouldn't care if the person understands why you want to leave. All you care about is how you feel, and when you feel miserable, when you feel worse with that person in your life, there is no other way than removing that person from your life, or that person is changing himself. And that can happen. People can change, I do not deny that, but they can only change once you have let go. You cannot expect a person to change while staying in your life. That person will not really care about your pain because you are still in that person's life, right? Why would that person change? Like, I have a friend and she is not happy in her relationship. Things are not going really well and it just makes her feel drained. She doesn't get what she needs. And every time she's explaining to this guy what she wants from him, she's setting her boundaries, but she's not setting closure. She's not saying goodbye to that person. And this guy, since many, many years, he's always saying, I understand, I'm going to be better, I'm going to do things differently, I'm taking you seriously. But at the end, nothing happens because she didn't give him the ultimatum, because she didn't set a clear boundary. For him, there are no consequences for being the way he is, because she still stays with him. So in order to say goodbye, you also need to have in mind that it's not 100% a goodbye forever. Sometimes we need to say goodbye in order for that person to realize that that person really wants you. And then sometimes we start to emotionally spiral, because of course it's going to be painful. Every goodbye is going to be painful, and I have felt that in the past few days, not about a person but about my cat. What I kept telling myself was that even if I had to say goodbye right now, that's going to be painful. I am allowed to feel those emotions, but then it's meant to be that way. And if it's not meant to be that way, I don't have to say goodbye. So in order to not spiral in your emotions, let yourself feel that emotion, but also tell yourself, hey, it is possible that this is not a goodbye forever. This is a protection of my peace for now. This is a protection of even the relationship that you're trying to let go of. This is for you and for that other person. This is not against you, this is not against that other person, it's something for both of you, and you have to keep reminding that to yourself. You have to keep telling yourself, I do this for us. And this is the only way it can get better. We either get back together and everything is going to be different, or I will find a better person that will naturally replace that person's place in your life. Another thing that always keeps us spiraling in that pain of saying goodbye to someone or something is the fantasy that we have about this person, about a situation, about anything. And we have to also let go of that fantasy, let go of that what could have been, because the reality is now and not in the future, not in the past. And if you focus 100% on now and not let your mind linger in your memory lane, in your fantasy lane, then you will also stop that spiraling. Now, the other case scenario is when you have to say goodbye to someone you don't want to let go. We're human beings, we do not live forever. Even animals, nobody is on earth forever. So sometimes, unfortunately, our beloved ones, our pets, or even things have to leave us because their time has passed. Now, this is a bit more difficult because you actually cannot say goodbye. It's not coming from your decision, and you are being in a position where you wish you would have said more, done more, have spent more time, and you wish that this person is still here. All I would do is to, first of all, mourn, feel that emotion, and keep bringing myself back into the moment of the now instead of going into my memory lane and thinking about beautiful moments we had or the beautiful moments we didn't have and we could have had, or the words I have said or I haven't said. The most important thing is that you let yourself mourn of that situation that is right now different from the situation that was before, and then take yourself back to the moment of the now. Because someone else is not anymore in your life doesn't make your life stop, and nobody that has left this earth wanted you to stop your life. At the end, we are all souls in a human body. We have this suit of flesh and skin and of a human body, but we are souls which are not touchable. I do believe that this soul will stay in this universe forever. What we see is just such a small percentage of what actually is happening around us, what actually is happening in this universe, beyond this universe, different universes. When we zoom out and we start to see that we are actually just such a small part of this life, we can also feel a bit of a relief and feel relaxed because we know, hey, the time will also come where my body will leave this earth, but I know something will be there. So whoever is leaving us, and it doesn't need to be worst case scenario, literally passing away, even if it's someone leaving your life just simply because this person doesn't want you to be anymore in their life, that's a situation, that's a fact we have to accept and keep living in the moment of the now. And then keep focusing on ourselves and keep creating the best life that we have while we are on earth. The next question is, lost my boyfriend, what to do now? When you lose someone, it's like saying goodbye, so feel free to take the tips from what I have explained just right now. And most importantly, keep focusing on yourself. I don't know how you lost him, if he passed away or he simply broke up with you, but in any way you have to keep on creating the best life for you, because you are the only person that you will have forever in your life. The next question is how to be more understanding to my special one. Sometimes my self-love can turn to self-centered. That's such a great question. The thing is, you have to always choose yourself first, unless choosing yourself is hurting the other person. You have to always ask yourself, is your self-love self-compassion or self-respect? Sometimes we do things out of self-compassion which are not good for us at the end, right? If you're always sleeping in, if you're never going to the gym, if you are always eating junk food because you feel with yourself, you just want the best for yourself, you are not doing that out of self-respect, because if you would have self-respect, you would go to the gym even though it's not the most comfortable way to do. You would eat more healthy even though it's a bit more of an effort. And the same goes with dealing with people around you, especially the loved ones. Now, let's say you think that you're self-centered, but you're actually just protecting your boundaries, and your special person does not respect your boundaries and feels hurt by every boundary you set. By every time you choose yourself, this person feels hurt, and that makes you feel like you're being selfish or self-centered. That's a passive form of manipulation. So we need to be very clear on that one. Now, if that's not the case, then how you can be more understanding is to always think about how your special person is going to feel with the decision you take. Always try to evaluate how important it is to stand up for yourself, to nurture your self-love, and how much you would hurt that person, that special person, by doing that. For example, if there is a boyfriend and a girlfriend, these two people having a disagreement, and the boyfriend starts to scream at her because he wants to bring his point across. He wants to feel heard, etc. But she feels so hurt and scared of that screaming that is damaging a big part of her trusting in him. In that case, the boyfriend was way too self-centered because he didn't think about how that other person is feeling to his actions. The other way around, let's say she wants to go for dinner with her girls, and the boyfriend had already planned a surprise for her, and he asks her to stay at home because he has a surprise. Then if she still goes to that dinner, of course he is going to feel hurt. He will feel like the girl is not considering him. So always ask yourself, how will that other person feel by me doing what I want to do? At the end, if your favorite person is hurt, you would also feel kind of hurt, and that would be a lose-lose situation. Now, what you can do is shift from a me perspective into an us perspective. Don't always think about what's the best for you and only you. Keep the other person in mind and decide what's best for both of you. And if you're not sure, communicate your thought process, because that makes the other person feel more heard, more understood, more valued, and you will always find then a solution that is fine for both of you. Self-love doesn't mean self-protection, and we confuse that sometimes. What you can try to do is to learn to hold space for that other person's emotions while your emotions are being triggered. Sometimes what I do is that I just keep quiet and I feel what I feel when I'm being triggered, and I give space for other people's emotions. Just because I feel hurt doesn't mean that the other person does not feel hurt as well. And when both people are feeling hurt, guess what? you both need to have the ability to create space for both of you. The next thing you can do is to always ask before assuming. Sometimes we say something and our opposite is understanding or hearing something completely different. So always ask and be curious if you understood right and what makes the other person say those things. Not because it's going to excuse their behavior, but it's going to soften your response. The next few questions were how to become beautiful, how to get rid of acne and pigmentation, tips for dark spots removal. I have tried many things to remove but zero response. Can you help me out? Okay, I had severe acne before and I was always suffering from unclear skin. What happens most of the time is that we are trying to get rid of acne by using so many exfoliations, so many acids, using so many different products, which at the end is actually destroying our healthy skin barrier. So what you need to do first is to recover that healthy skin barrier. And you do that by using less products. Use maybe just 1 or 2 products. I did that with aloe vera gel and sunscreen, that's it. And then wait until your skin, the inflammations in your skin are calming down. And then you can slowly introduce a few more products, but one by one. You add 1 more product and you will test it out for 1 or 2 weeks and then you will see how your skin is reacting. What you need to focus on in general for acne prone skin, use products with natural ingredients, with less oil. And for me, it was products that are based on aloe vera gel that was really helping my skin to recover and to be still glowy and to have a great skin quality. The other thing are beauty treatments. And here I will also talk about dark pigmentation removals. The beauty treatments which really have helped is hydrofacial regularly. I do it once a month, once every 2 months. Then the next thing that helped me a lot was PRP. PRP is helping very good, but it's not a long-term effect. Then Profilo is amazing for skin quality, but for dark pigmentation, for acne scars, for fine wrinkles, you have to do 1 time a CO2 laser. You can't do that with active acne, but this was really changing my skin. Now the glow in my face and how clear my skin is mostly because of the CO2 laser, which I had done after all those other things. After I recovered my skin barrier, then introduced a new skincare routine that is soft and gentle to my skin, then did the CO2 laser. But if your concern is only dark pigmentation, I swear to this CO2 laser, and also you only need to do it once and it's already changing your whole skin texture, and in general the pigmentation is going to be probably almost gone, depends how dark it is. Look for a doctor who can do that CO2 laser well and do a full skin resurfacing. The next 2 questions were from where are you and where are you living? I am from Austria and I am living right now in Dubai. And the other question that I got a lot was how to become beautiful. And to be honest, beautiful is so individual. Like, I am beautiful for some people and for others they find me absolutely unattractive, ugly, whatever. So I can't really answer that question, but if you want me to tell you how to truly glow from the inside, how to feel beautiful, then I can tell you beauty comes from how you feel about yourself and from how you treat yourself and from how you talk to yourself. When you feel good in your skin, doesn't matter if you're skinny, if you're big, if you're small, if you're dark, if you're white, if your hair is short, long, blonde, brown, black, it doesn't matter, because if you are feeling good about yourself, if you love yourself truly, you are a beautiful person. If you have a kind heart, you are a beautiful person. You need to understand that beauty is a byproduct from living a life that is fulfilling you. And you can only live a life that is fulfilling you when you feel well in your skin. You can't feel well in your skin when your life doesn't go the way you want it to go, and you can't have a life that goes how you want it to go when you don't feel well in your skin. So first of all, work on your mindset, work on creating the life you want to live, and do things that make you feel beautiful. If you feel beautiful when you do skincare treatments, do that. If you feel beautiful when you use a lot of makeup, do that. If you feel beautiful when you don't use makeup, do more of that. If you feel beautiful wearing dresses and pink and white, do that. If you feel beautiful when you wear black every day, do it. Do whatever makes you feel beautiful, and you will radiate beautifulness. You will radiate that energy, and eventually your skin will clear up, your hair will be fuller, you will have suddenly your dream body, because the byproduct of being beautiful from the inside is being visually beautiful. You can't change the outside and then expect your inside to change as well. You have to first change your inside, and the byproduct is always what shows visually in our three-dimensional world. The next question was how to treat a man when he gives you mixed signals. A man that is giving you mixed signals is giving you exactly what he feels about you, so you should not even focus on him at all. If he decides to really want to pursue you, he is going to do that, but only once you draw back. You have to focus on yourself, focus on your life, on how you feel best without him. And if he decides to come to you, to pursue you, to do what he is meant to do when he is stepping up in his man game, then you too will have a chance. But don't ever try to find out what it means by asking him many questions. Don't ever try to chase him. Don't ever try to give him more attention in order to change his mind. Don't ever try to find what he means by giving you those mixed signals. Focus on yourself. Withdraw the energy from this guy completely. You don't have to block him, but as I said, if he's really interested in you, he will come to you. The next question or sentence is law students stressing out over final exam. What I used to do when I studied law, of course, studying as much as I could and preparing myself for that exam. But at the end, what counts is that you trust in yourself. Sometimes we go to exams and we get cases that we are not prepared for, that we have not read through before, that we have not seen before, but you need to be confident. This is actually about everything in life. When you're confident about yourself and your skills, even though the answer might not the best, you will get through it because you are confident, and your confidence will give you answers, will literally show you the way. If you're going there stressed, not confident, not believing in yourself, being in fear because you feel like maybe you cannot make it, then your mind is already blocked and you are limiting the capacity of your brain to fully function for you. Similar to manifestations, when you want to manifest something into your life, you need to think positive in order to release your mind as much as possible, to not have negative thoughts, because those negative thoughts are lingering so much in your head. So the same is with exams. Of course, study, prepare yourself, but then when you know you did enough, keep telling yourself you are going to do it. You are going to make it because you are confident in yourself. You know what you have learned. You know what you have studied. You know that you're going to make it. And worst case scenario, ask yourself, what if? If I'm really not making it this final exam, what if? You're not going to die. You will be still alive after that, and you will have another chance, and that alone will put so much pressure away from you. When I was in my university, there was a girl that was way more intelligent than me. She was so smart. She was studying so much. She was like so good in what she did. Every time we did our homework together, we did our cases together, she was answering everything like perfect. But when it was going to the exams, she was always failing. And me, even though I didn't study that much, even though I would say I'm not as smart as her, I was always having good grades in my exams. Why? Because she was so stressed out every time when she went to the exams and not believing in herself. And you can be as smart and as prepared as you want. If you're not believing in yourself, that's what's going to be the outcome. A situation that will reaffirm that you cannot believe in yourself. The next question is how to manage emotions. For me as a crybaby, it's hard to manage emotions, leads always. The thing is, emotions are great to be felt, but once they are felt, they need to leave the body. And what most women do is that we are either feeling the emotion and lingering, spiraling, staying in that emotion and not wanting to let go of it, or we are suppressing the emotion, we are trying not to feel the emotion, and by that it's also lingering in us and not being able to leave our bodies. When you're saying you are a crybaby, that's actually a very beautiful and vulnerable way of being. When something hurts you, you can just let yourself feel those emotions, cry, but don't let them lead you. For example, if you're angry, if you're sad, feel it, but you don't have to let your emotions lead your actions. For example, when I am sad, I am not deciding anything. I'm not going to do anything important for my life because emotions will always change the way you see things, you look at things, and will also change your decisions, and after mostly we regret. The other thing you can try is to zoom out and get some distance from your emotions. I have such a distance to my emotion, not because I don't feel it, but because I choose to zoom out and I choose to stand above that emotion. I can see my emotion coming. Even when I'm crying, I feel sad, I cry, but then after that I know the emotion is gone. Like, emotion is energy in motion. I am deciding then if I keep staying in that emotion and let it linger in my body, or if I let it go. And how you can do that is by asking yourself, why do I feel that right now? Why do I feel sad? Why do I feel angry? Do I do that out of a habit, out of fear? Ask yourself what makes you feel that way. And then another thing you can do to not let your emotions lead you, you can speak it out to someone or to yourself. Say, I am feeling sad. I am feeling hurt. This makes me feel hurt. This makes me so angry. When you express your emotion in words, it's already out of your body and it has lost its control over you in order to lead you. The next question I got was books recommendation. I read so many books. First of all, The Secret. Read The Secret. Is very easy to read and it changed my life when I was very young already. And then you can read The Kybalion, and The Kybalion is also changing your life, but for me it was very difficult to read. It has so much information in it, but the wording is very difficult. It's about the Hermetic principles and the understanding behind manifestations, while The Secret is just about manifesting and more to go into action. Another book was The Audacity to Be a Queen, that was amazing and pushed me to really step into the role of the queen in my life and not being the princess waiting for a knight to save me. And if you want to understand more about trauma, I read The Body Keeps the Score, but also this was a book very difficult for me to read. It's very heavy. It has a lot of information, but it took me months. I think I didn't even finish it yet because it's from real people going through trauma. Very informative, but also, as I said, heavy. Another question is, I want to lean more in my feminine side, in my styling. Where do I start? You can start by wearing dresses that are flowy. Like, if I'm wearing tight dresses that I have to adjust all the time, I don't feel so good. And when you don't feel so good, also it takes away from your feminine energy a bit. So what I can recommend is wear flowy dresses and skirts. Emphasize one body part that you love about yourself. I talked about this in another video. I love a lot my shoulders and my décolleté. So I keep emphasizing this in all of my outfits because it makes me feel so good and so feminine. The next thing I would focus on is hair. Hair makes such a big difference. And even if it's just a simple blowout, if it's washing your hair regularly and sometimes trying out new styles, putting your hair in a bun, in braids, try out new things. And one more thing is jewelry. I don't know, it gives me something that makes me feel more feminine, feel more soft. It's not a lot, as you can see, but it makes such a big difference because when the sun is shining on it, it's reflecting the light, it's giving that spark on my body. Another question, what you would do if you're naturally scared of everything and from the future? If you're naturally scared, it's most of the time because you're thinking too much about the future or about your past, and you have to put your focus on the now. When you're focusing on what is happening right now, what I can do right now, what I can change right now, what I am right now, then I also lose kind of the fear of the future because the future is not relevant right now. Right now is the only moment that I can be in and that I can decide on what to do. I don't know what is tomorrow. I don't know what is after tomorrow. I have no idea what is going to happen in 1 year, and if I start to think about it too much, it's going to make me crazy as well. I had a period in my life where suddenly I was afraid of heights. Every time I would come back home, I was living in the 40th floor, I was feeling anxious, I was feeling scared from what's going to happen. Worst case scenarios. Or when I was being in a hallway of a building where there were no windows, I had the same anxious feeling. And every time this happened, I noticed once I told myself, it's fine, breathe, focus on the now, right now everything is okay, right now I'm taking one step, another step, I'm opening the door, and I literally spoke in my head what I did in that moment. Suddenly it left. Once I stopped doing that and I started again to think about, oh my god, what if this, what if the elevator is stuck, what if, and my head was going crazy, I felt anxious instantly. Then again, when I said to myself, I am here, I am safe, I am healthy, it was gone. So what I can recommend you, I'm not a therapist, but from my heart, what helped me, focus on the now. You cannot control the future, you cannot change the past, you can only be in the now and create everything best possible for you right now. Another reason why you might be anxious is because you're bored and you don't have much to do in life. In that case, again, if you focus on staying in the now and creating a life full of movements, of experiences, of adventure, you will automatically forget about your anxiety. You will forget about thinking about what happens tomorrow, in 1 week, in 1 year, about the future, because you're so invested in your life right now, what's happening right now, that there is no room for being anxious. Then I got a lot of questions about skincare rituals, skincare tips, skincare I swear by, and skincare routine, weight management, how much I am weighing now. So I want to say a few things about my skincare. I just did a reel on my Instagram. I filmed every single step that I do every day in the morning, skincare and daily makeup. And other things I can swear by about skincare in general is I use for my skin to be shiny. I'm talking about the skin on my body. Now you can see my skin feels really moistured and shiny, even though I haven't put any product on. But what I do is to massage my body with sweet almond oil overnight, and the next day my skin is glowy even if I go to shower in the morning. Another thing I swear by is castor oil. I use castor oil once a week in my belly button. It's detoxifying the whole body and also makes your skin from the inside out glowy. And castor oil on your eyebrows and your eyelashes, it makes them grow. It's like a growth serum but natural. And face icing. I ice my face every day. It's the best you can do for your face. Get rid of inflammations, of pimples, of acne, of everything possible. Ice your face daily. Now about weight management and healthy lifestyle and how much I weigh at the moment. I don't know how much I am weighing right now. The last time was around 50 kgs and I am 166 centimeters. I am loving my body right now more than I did any time in my life, even though some people find it more beautiful when I was a bit bigger, when I had a few more kgs. But to be honest, I do not really, no offense, but I do not really care about what other people say about my body. The most important thing is that I like it and that I'm feeling good in my body. I'm going to the gym maybe twice a month, even though I would like to go more, but I am just focusing on so many other things in my life right now that I just do not find the time to go to the gym, which also is such a relief for me because, as you might know, I was always a gym freak. There was no day I was not going to gym for many, many years. And to be honest, I am so grateful and happy that I do not have this obsession anymore. Then about healthy lifestyle, and I was asked about postpartum weight management. I do not have a child, so I cannot really give you any advice. But in general, about weight management, as me being the personal trainer and yoga teacher, I can tell you, eat less but regularly, focus on proteins and vegetables, reduce your carbs but don't cut them out completely, and you can go by the hand rule. Your protein in every meal should be like your handful. Your carb size should be like only your hand palm full, and your vegetable can be 2 hands full in every meal. You will be at your ideal weight real quick. And what you can also do is intermittent fasting. I do intermittent fasting now since many years, and my body is so used to not eat in the daytime that I'm simply not hungry until nighttime. Around 6-7 I feel hungry for the first time in the day. And this is not only for weight management, this is also for having a healthy lifestyle, because during fasting your insulin level drops, and that helps your body to access store fat to get the energy from. Then your body goes into autophagy, where your body cleans itself and removes damaged cells. And eventually it will also improve your blood sugar levels, your energy levels, and your focus. Now, in order to promote a healthy lifestyle, I can only tell you, take your supplements. Use supplements that are clean, because many supplements on the market are not clean. They have additives, they are not being absorbed well by the body, and then at the end our kidneys have to work a lot and flush out all that stuff that cannot be absorbed by the body. So really important to find a good supplement brand and use good supplements. I use tons of supplements, I'm not gonna lie, and if you follow me on Instagram you will know that. Another thing to live healthy: drink a lot of water and do some sports. Go to the gym, go to walk, even if it's once a week or twice a week. Move your body. And I was asked for a back workout. As I said, I'm not going to the gym at the moment a lot, but if you want to have a healthy back and a healthy posture, I can recommend you to look into yoga more than doing any workouts to strengthen the muscles. In order to have a healthy posture and a healthy back, the most important thing is stretching actually, and not building muscle strength through a gym workout. Okay, now last question. Someone was asking how to motivate me to study. I am probably the wrong person to ask, because I did not like to study. I want to be very honest with you, but I managed to do it, and the way I did it was to combine it with something I like doing. When the sun was out, I was going outside, studying next to the river in the sun while getting fresh air. I was going to the gym, going on the treadmill, and put my book there and studied. Another thing was that I always kept in mind why I want to study or why I need to do that. And I always wanted to be a lawyer, a judge actually. So I knew the mission I had, and I said, I want to do that, and I know there is no other way. Another way how I motivated myself to study was to go last minute. I don't recommend it, but it helped me. And then I was studying really hard because I knew I don't have time. Okay guys, this was a very long video. I hope I could help you with answering those questions. I know there were so many more. I really tried to cover as many as possible, and if I didn't cover your questions, just ask me next Saturday on my Instagram and I will answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. I love you so much, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.